Good day to you all. In this UniWrite video titled, How is University Different to High School? We'll be telling you how university is, different to high school. Alright, let's get right down to it. First point, gaining knowledge versus creating knowledge. In high school, the name of the game was to gain knowledge, where knowledge included things like facts about the world, historical events, physics equations, or quotes from Shakespeare. At university, you'll still be gaining knowledge, but at the same time, you are being trained to be a creator of knowledge, especially in your area of expertise. Now, creating knowledge is just a fancy way of saying solving problems, because that's what capable people do in the world. They solve problems. And this is one of the major secrets to doing well at uni. While there is a lot to say about how to solve problems, create knowledge, the gist of it is this. First, you see what others have said about your problem or similar problems, and then you draw from and build on that. Kind of like that old Newton thing where he stood on the shoulders of that giant guy. This is essentially what you are doing when you write essays, or do science reports, or design bridges. You are building on the work of others to form new and interesting ideas. But don't freak out. No one's expecting you to be staggeringly original in your first year. But if you do want to get high marks, what your professors are looking for is for you to blend your ideas with the ideas of others. Confused? Think of it like this. At school, you are learning to play songs. At university, you are learning to compose songs. Second point, critical thinking. Now this is kind of the same as the first point, but it deserves its own point because it's important. Think about this. If your job is to gain knowledge, as is the case in high school, you aren't really challenging the information you're presented. You're just accepting it. At uni, the end game is creating knowledge, solving problems. And wherever there is a problem worth solving, from figuring out how to build a dam to resolving a political tension, there will be different perspectives. Critical thinking is all about exploring these different perspectives. Specifically, weighing up the reasoning and evidence provided in support of each perspective. Once you get into the habit of doing this, you'll be well placed to be a problem solver yourself. Third point, contact hours and teaching yourself. In high school, you spent a lot of time at school. I mean, you should have been spending a lot of time at school. At university, what we call contact hours are often a lot less. If you finesse your timetable, sometimes you only need to turn up to uni for 2 or 3 days a week, and this was before the COVID world of online learning. In most cases, each course or unit will have 3 contact hours per week, 2 hours of lectures and a 1-hour tutorial. If your uni does semesters, you'll typically study 4 courses per semester, so that's 12 hours a week. Sounds great, right? Well, not exactly. The information you are provided with in your lectures and tutorials is just the beginning. It's not like in high school where you learnt the whole syllabus in class. Success in many of your courses will come not so much from reproducing what you were told in your lectures and tutorials, but from showing your markers that you have educated yourself. Essentially, you need to spend considerable time finding interesting articles and books, and then demonstrating in your assignments that you have thought about the information in them. So, fewer contact hours, but more time spent learning independently. Fourth point, teachers. University teachers are very different to high school teachers. For a start, there are lecturers and tutors, not just teachers. But the main point is that university teachers are like icebergs. What you see of them, the teaching bit, is just the part above the surface. There's a lot more to them that you don't see. Academics aren't hired because of their teaching experience. They are hired because they have published extensively in their respective fields. It's this research and publishing part that you don't see. So, what does this mean for you? A few things. Don't assume that because someone teaches at uni, they are good at teaching, or even want to teach. Also, whereas you could often get extra assistance from your high school teachers and even a bit of pastoral care, you could expect a lot less assistance and care from your university teachers. And while your high school teachers might have recognized your brilliance, your uni teachers may not. Try not to take this personally. A few tips for getting on your teacher's good side. Ask questions in class. Do the readings. Make thoughtful comments in lectures when prompted. And most importantly, show up. A bit of extra effort goes a long way and can help you when your work is being marked. Fifth point, university systems and administration. A not often mentioned but significant difference between high school and university is that at university, you're expected to rapidly learn new systems and at times navigate confusing administrative matters. The systems include things like the library search engine and databases, and the online learning management platforms used in your courses. The administrative matters include things like transferring between programs, getting credit for courses you completed at another institution, dropping a course after the census date, you'll know what I mean when it happens, applying for disability support, or seeking special consideration for a late assignment. Honestly, even for those who have worked at the one university for a while, keeping on top of all of this isn't easy. The systems are always changing and the bureaucracy keeps growing and growing. To learn about the university systems, you need to take initiative. Sign up for free instructional courses such as those offered by the library, talk to your fellow students, or even search for YouTube videos. These can be useful for understanding how online platforms work. Also, try to get a sense of the things you need to worry about and the things you don't need to worry about. To finish, the moral of the story is this. At uni, you have to sort a lot of stuff out for yourself. This is challenging and is often the reason why students drop out. But the fact is, uni equips you with the skills for adult life. It is preparing you to think for yourself, solve problems, and ultimately become a leader. These things don't come easy, but they are extremely rewarding when they do come. If you do need a bit of extra assistance, UniWrite can help you manage the transition from high school to uni. Details in the description below.